Hi everybody, Morley Scott along with Dave Campbell. The Eskimos are in Toronto this weekend. They'll play the Argonauts on Sunday. It's a 5 o'clock kickoff, 3:30 for the pregame show on 6:30. Ched and Dave, going into the game for the Eskimos, the biggest topic is injuries on the offensive line, at linebacker, and in the defensive backfield.
Well, we'll start with the biggest injury of all, and that is to the reigning CFL Most Outstanding Defensive Player of the Year. J.C. Sherritt suffered that broken thumb late in the first quarter against the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Remarkably, he played the rest of the game. They taped his thumb up so he wouldn't be able to do any more damage to it, but it was enough damage to that thumb that they have to address it with surgery, which has been completed. He's out anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks. J.C. Sherritt's timetable is 3 weeks, so that will put him probably around Labor Day. So that's a tough spot for the Eskimos, but Rennie Curran comes in, highly regarded as a very strong linebacker, makes his first start in a meaningful game since the University of Georgia, his days there with the Bulldogs back in 2009. On the offensive line, Brendan Curry is out with looks like a lower body injury, so they're going to do some shuffling there with Matt O'Donnell moving from left guard to right tackle. Alex Krosnick is a new center that you will see that he was signed in the offseason as a free agent, and a newcomer, an import lineman, Miles Mason, who left guard out of Utah, likely makes his debut. And defensive back Aaron Grimes unfortunately got hurt in practice, suffered an internal organ injury. Thankfully, no surgery required, but he is out for this game.
Lots of shuffling for the Eskimos as they head into Toronto to take on the Argonauts, who are 4-2 this season. They're in first place in the East. They're playing very well right now. They're the Grey Cup champs, Dave, and it will be definitely a very tough game against a quarterback who we know very well, who is playing very well right now.
How do you stop a quarterback whose completion percentage is 76%? Davis Reed said, put 15 guys in the field and put 10 in the secondary. Of course, you can't do that. You can't stop him. You can only contain him. That classic line. He's just been on fire, and he's gaining more confidence with that offense led by head coach Scott Milanovich. He's a tough man to stop, but the Eskimos have to find a way to at least corral Ricky Ray in his passing numbers.
It's the Argonauts on Sunday, then they're back home to take on the Saskatchewan Roughriders August 24th. Then it's the 2 games with the Stampeders over the Labor Day week. The next 4 games against the 3 best teams in the league, Dave. The Eskimos, with a 4-game losing streak and at 1-5, have their work cut out for them.
Well, and you look at the teams that they're playing, and you mentioned the Argos, the Stamps, and the Saskatchewan Roughriders. They are upper echelon teams, veteran teams with great quarterbacks, and the Eskimos are a team that are up and coming with a developing quarterback and a young football team that are trying to work together and find a way to win. It's going to be a tough 4 games. You can't promise how many wins they're going to get in that stretch. You just hope they're going to play good competitive football, sound fundamental football. Hopefully they get some wins too.
You know what they say, Dave? 1 game at a time. First game in that stretch is against the Argos Sunday, 3:30 for the kickoff for the pregame show, 5 o'clock for the kickoff on 6:30. Ched from Toronto.